alert, we're unpacking the whole plot, twist by twist. If you're spoiler sensitive, hit pause and come back when your TBR list catches up. Cheers!
Welcome to the podcast where our reading habits are unhinged.
And so are we.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Miranda, and this is Marginally Unwell.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back.
This week, we're stepping into Powerless by Lauren Roberts. A world where magic rules and being ordinary can be dead. Expect rebellion, romance, and a heroine who proves that true power runs deeper.
Honestly,
Why did we write that? Anyway, Powerless.
this I feel like has a... Yeah, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like Powerless has a slight cult following.
It really does. It was big hyped on socials.
Yeah.
I was seeing it everywhere, especially once the
The third one came out. I think there's like a novella too, or like a half a story.
Is it 3 in a novella or 2 in a novella?
It's 3 in a novella. Don't ask me what they
Okay.
are. I have no clue. I know it's a trilogy, and I know that there is like a 0.5 somewhere in between them.
Yeah, I knew that, but for some reason I thought there was only 2, but maybe the third one came out. Anyway, whenever they were coming out, I kept seeing them pop up everywhere. And it was like,
Losing their minds. Anyway,
so, start out with our little lady here, Hayden Gray. I actually really do like her name.
I was gonna say, yeah. Sometimes with fantasy, they get a little
Weird. Crazy.
They get
I
a
have no
little.
idea how to pronounce them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of vowels.
A
lot of
lot of
vowels.
vowels right in a row.
A lot of Y's, a lot of I's, EA's, EAIOU's. Sometimes Y. A lot of them. You know what? That's probably.
You just said EAIOU, and that is gonna haunt me forever. It's AEIOU.
I didn't say that.
You said EAIOU.
But did I say A before that?
No.
No.
I said EA. Like
AEIOU and sometimes Y. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can't tell you. My bad.
So that's irrelevant.
So her name's Peyton.
Hayden Gray.
It's spelled Paedyn. The vowels.
It's so cute. With the 3 vowels.
Honestly, it is a really cute name.
There's as many vowels as there is consonants. Anyway, he is an ordinary in, so ordinary meaning non-magic folk.
The same thing. Muggle, ordinary, men.
Boring.
So you're saying it's boring. She's in a kingdom ruled by
They call it elites.
which are very powerful people. They have like higher powers or something. And then there's like some middle of the road ones, which I think they call mundane.
So they have powers, but they're not like...
extraordinary.
Yeah.
They just are not ordinary.
And I kind of feel like this is in no way related to this at all, but it feels like X-Men where they have like a specific power. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
where, like
now,
they
granted,
have,
they can do like a few different things with it or whatever, but it's like
this one
one
has
thing.
fire powers. This
Yeah.
one has the power to like one of them can replicate each other, like have a what are they called? Duplicates, clones.
yeah.
There's but yeah, like you're saying, very specific.
Yeah. So we have elites that have like what are considered like better powers, and then mundane. I'm trying to think of an example of one of them, but I can't. But lesser, maybe not like in strength type of powers, I guess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good for like fighting necessarily, but still have some kind of magic. And then ordinary, which is just basic.
Basically nothing.
Yeah.
So she needs to hide her identity as an ordinary because there's this. Do we know about this? Yeah. Yeah, I answered my own question. She has to hide that she is an ordinary because in this kingdom, there's not allowed to be any.
Yeah.
And the king is like.
The king's like paranoid that they're going to have an uprising.
That they're going to have an uprising, but not only that, but he's claiming that that them being there is affecting the mundane and the elites, like making them sick or something. He's claiming that it's hindering them. Like he's selling some kind of propaganda that the ordinaries
that they're
are
not
affecting.
good for. I thought it was just like, I don't know. You're right. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're gonna go with it. He doesn't want them around, basically. So she has to survive somehow. So she basically, it's fiction that she has psychic abilities.
She's very observant, and she's claiming that she's a mundane, and her power isn't reliable. She claims that it's not always there; it just happens whenever it happens. But she's very good at.
A lot of vibes.
She goes off. That's true, 100%. Just like this one time she had in the very beginning, she was talking to one of the officers, and she claimed to have seen a premonition where he cheated on his wife, and the wife like kicked him out, and he was like, what? He was all offended that the wife kicked him out, but he still loved her and whatever. So they believe her, but she's very good at like reading people, and she passes it off as premonitions or the gift of foresight. So she's living off the streets.
Street rat.
It's very this part was very much giving me Aladdin.
Yeah, her and her best friend Adina.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically are like just trying to survive together. All the things. They live in they call it a house or something, but it's basically like
it's like a little tent. It's like it's a in an alleyway or something. It's very tiny, shabby. Yeah.
So
squatters.
Yeah. We kind of find out about her learning that she lost her parents, and so she's living on the streets trying to survive, doing the psychic thing, and she also is a thief.
She's a pickpocketer.
Yeah.
That's how they make it by. She steals all these things, and then Adina is a seamstress. Yes. So she's really good at it, by the way.
Yeah. Which I guess.
Yeah, I don't.
So one day while Peyton, she's in the city, trying to get food, do things. I don't know.
Still coins.
She ends up seeing like this guy being attacked, right? Or what happens?
Yeah, so she sees this guy. He's obviously out of place. He looks wealthy among the street rat folk, and she notices his coin purse hanging off his belt.
Oh yeah,
and then she's like, "That's a good mark." So she bumps into him, and she's like, wants to take all of it because it's a very big coin purse, but she doesn't want him to notice the weight shift if she were to take all of it. So she takes half or a little bit more than half of the coins, and has a small little interaction with him, and she notices he's very handsome, and he's like, she's very beautiful, and then they go their separate ways. And then she's on her way to go to Adina and be like, look what I just robbed. Look at this score I just landed. Exactly. But on her way over there, she sees like a big crowd is gathering, and there's a lot of commotion. And she starts making her way over there, and she realizes that the guy that she just pickpocketed is being attacked by these guys that were what are they? Snipers? They're the guy. They have like powers where they can like take power away, like siphoners, snuffers. How I imagined it were like Dementors, which like
we're gonna have a lot of Harry Potter references.
Was Harry Potter? Oh yeah,
you just said Dementors.
No, the mundanes. What are they called?
Oracles.
Yeah. Anyway,
I thought they were called something.
They're I don't remember exactly what they're called. Snipers, snuffers, siphoners. They suck the powers from vampires. I don't know. But anyway, they take they take his powers, and he gets like knocked out. He's about to lose this fight or something, and then she comes in and like knocks him out, kind of elbows him in the nose or something. She does something, so she ends up saving his life. And then they like the guys that were trying to attack the guy that she pickpocketed run away. They run away. I don't know whether they're just gone. I don't even think he says thank you or anything. He's just like
No,
that was the whole thing. But anyway,
he doesn't. Yeah, because he doesn't admit for like ever that
Yeah.
she even like saved him.
because he's all bless you.
Because she finds out, so they like run, and she's basically like, "I saved you."
You're welcome. And I stole from you. You shouldn't say that.
But she ends up realizing that he is a prince of the kingdom, Prince Kai.
Anyway,
So she realizes it's Prince Kai, and he immediately is like questioning too why whatever that other guy does. So the guy that he fought, he was like, "Why didn't it affect you?" Basically,
yeah, because he can find out that because he's this prince is known to have like a unique power, like a what is it? But anyway, he has like the power where he can duplicate the powers of the people around him.
Yeah. So I think it's like if they're within a certain distance, he can use their power.
Yeah.
If they're like a shapeshifter, he can shapeshift while he's near them.
Yes. And whenever he runs into this girl, he's like, one, I don't feel powers off of you. And then two, why didn't their attacks affect you? And then she's like,
she's basically like, "Oh, I'm a mundane, I'm just a psychic." And it's like, basically she says it's like intermittent, kind of go off vibes, like I never know when it's gonna work.
She's like, I just,
Yeah, and so that's why he can't control it either. Or why he can't use her power either.
Right.
So, anyway, they kind of have a little bit of a snarky
exchange.
Yeah, and then go their separate ways. She goes back to
Adina
and is like, "I got this money, and
I ran into the prince.
all this crazy stuff happened."
Apparently, the prince is hot.
Aren't they always?
Are they in real life? I don't know.
I think there's not a lot of.
Yeah, the English one.
Anyway,
he's tall, dark, handsome, curly black hair, gray eyes.
Sure, I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure.
But I believe you.
And then she's blonde, fair skin, and I think blue eyes. Right, Peter? We'll go with that. I'm pretty sure. And so her best friend is very like, "Oh my god, you ran into the prince! I hear he's so handsome. What was he like?" Oh, and Peyton's like, "I saved his ass."
The two of them
are
giving really like Black Cat Golden Retriever vibes. For real. Like, she is obviously the like hardened one, and it's like
on the street, picking fights, stealing stuff. And the other one's like making dresses.
And she's like obsessed with like wanting her to like fall in love and all the things. She's so. It makes me think of Adina's character. Makes me think of Kyrie.
Oh yeah, Kyrie and Mai.
Yeah. That's what I.
100%. Yeah, that's so.
So next up, another thing that they do in this kingdom, which I have a lot of opinions and thoughts on, is they do something called the purging trials. So it's basically these trials where a bunch of people are picked to like go and fight in. It's 3 trials, and they compete to like see who's the best of the best.
Yeah,
basically. It's giving very Hunger Games light.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that because they don't. It's not necessarily like the last survive, although killing seems to be encouraged. It's not like a mandatory thing like in the Hunger Games, where it's like only one can be left. So that's why I said.
Yeah, I felt that too. I agree to that. They also have like where you can the competitors can get sponsors.
Yeah, that was like that too.
It was very like reality TV, and then there's 3 trials, and then there's like a cooling period in between. So they're like go into the arena, they compete for whatever it is, and whoever wins that round, and then they have like a night or 2 off,
and then they do the next one.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah,
they do this.
It's so similar. Like obviously, it makes you think of Hunger Games just because of like the
setup,
trials and whatever, but it's not as intense like you were saying. But they even so wait, right. Let me back it up. They announce basically who all is going to be in the trials.
Yeah, and they're selected, and
so the all the little like royal kids are like practicing and what palace they're hanging out, and then the list comes out of who's going to be in the trials, and of course like all of them are on it because they're all elites, and the list comes out in the other like in the village and stuff like that, and wouldn't you know it, Peyton is on the list.
Surprise. We didn't see that coming at all.
Not at all. So she is obviously upset and scared because she is lying about her power.
Yeah,
and even if she wasn't,
going to put a spotlight on her, and she's in like expected to use her power in these trials. Like
you're so basically they're. It's the elite's way of like showing off their powers and like eliminating the weak. So even if her power as a psychic was real, like this is not meant for her. That is why they're like mundanes, because they're not going to be fighting with their power.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's the one to be purged.
Yeah, but obviously she got a lot of attention from saving the prince and whatever, and so she ended up in the thing. And so now she's panicking. And it's like, what? The only thing she does have going for her is her dad did teach her how to fight. Her dad basically is the one who, like, told her, like, she needed, like, basically trained her to become a psychic. Mm-hmm. Not really, but becoming, like, so observant that she could pass it off, and then taught her how to fight.
Right.
So that's how she's like, I'm gonna, like, get through it that way, I guess.
Exactly.
But going back to the Hunger Games thing, in the very beginning, they had like a whole interview thing where each one like went up,
interviewed
I think it was televised or at least audience, if not.
It was audience, and then they also have these things. I don't know. It was very unclear to me, like what they had, because they had they were called like watchers, where they would. I don't know if it's like magic or something, but the watchers were like
the seers.
Yeah, the seers.
Yeah,
where they almost like were cameras, but they were people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if what they see is screened or
somehow like projected somewhere. Yeah. That's how I kind of took it too, because they're basically like in the arena. Honestly, it was what I was picturing was like paparazzi, but like that was their power to like give that image to other people. That's what because I was thinking about them like being there, and then just like randomly like you see a person and they're like looking at you like sideways. Yeah, and that's what I was picturing. I don't really know if that's, but yeah, I mean, same kind of like they're like people, but they're cameras basically.
Yeah, I was thinking of it more like, and this is a very specific reference, sorry, but you know the crows from Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Where the crows are like flying around looking, and then like what they see goes into the minds of other people.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like that kind of thing, but maybe projected onto like a wall, so it would be like a TV.
Maybe.
But who knows? I don't know. They didn't really explain it. They just said that there were seers. And they'd just be like creepy, just behind a tree looking at you.
If other people would get to see it.
Yeah. You're like, great. Yeah. Anyway.
And so, they had like the
interviews.
The interviews.
They had a
sponsors. Ball. Yeah, they had the ball, like a huge one, the night before the first trial. But then, like, in between the other ones, they had like I guess it was kind of a normal, like a garden party or something.
Yeah.
They had it was very,
It was very fancy.
yeah,
They're all at the palace. They all had a room at the palace.
yes.
They all had like a maid or something.
So
So she's living rich because she used to be in a freaking cardboard box, and now she's in the palace.
yeah, so they took her to the
Mhm.
palace. They gave her a room. I remember it was really funny. She was like talking about like she hadn't slept in the actual bed, and like
Since her father died,
yeah,
and I was like, sad.
yeah,
Depression.
yeah. And so and they had, like you said, food and clothes, and all the things.
Mhm.
I don't know at what point was the other one. Is it after the ball? After the first one? I do know what I'm saying, but I'm trying to figure it out without.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, she's there, and then Kai is there because he's the prince, so he lives there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's part of the trials also. And so he recognizes Hayden from their interaction.
I know you. You did not save me that one time.
It's like I totally had it handled, basically. So he recognizes her, and he is, of course, obviously intrigued by her because she is a mystery woman.
She also
Neutral.
doesn't exactly, but she also doesn't like. She's not like other girls.
That's what it gives, yeah.
Yeah, she's different. She has a sharp tongue and says what she thinks and blah blah blah. And essentially, she's not fawning over him. So
So obviously he's interested.
obviously, he's interested. It's like, interesting. Why don't you want me? I'm amazing. Is so freaking cocky all the time. He's like, I know you're looking at me. You like what you see, and I'm just reading these parts. I'm like, bro,
He really was. The ego was huge.
yeah.
Not
He knew he was a prince, and he knew he was handsome. He knew he was all that.
But she does start to get to know some of the other people. And Kai actually has two brothers,
Yes.
also. And so basically what is happening is Kai's older brother, Kit,
Yes, Kit.
he is basically in line to become the king. And then whenever that happens, Kai is gonna end up being his like
Enforcer.
yeah.
I think that's what his role is called. So
And-
he's the
Yeah. And then they have a little brother who I think is like a half brother or something, or maybe he's just like so much younger than that.
there's a very big age.
Yeah.
I think they're Kit and Kai are like early mid 20s.
Yeah.
Like I would say 20 to 24, no older than 24.
Yeah.
And then the younger brother is implied to be like early teens, mid teens, so like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting. So, anyway, she kind of starts singing out them, and then she actually kind of hits it off / becomes a little closer with Kit, the older one.
Mm-hmm. She starts making a connection with him.
Yeah. And he ends up asking her to the ball, the first ball before the trials start.
Yes. And I kind of liked how the ball is because it's like traditionally, because I think this is like an annual thing, right?
I think it's just like the thing that they do before the trial. Or you're saying the trials?
The
are
trials,
annual.
yeah. I think the trials are annual or semi-annual. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know how often they do them, but yeah, it is a traditional thing before the first trial starts, and then it's an unspoken rule that everyone wears green because it's like
I think emerald is like their color.
yeah, I think it's the kingdom color.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what
what it was saying. I feel like they called it something more specific, but that's essentially what they were saying.
yeah, it's like a shade of green.
Everyone was emerald.
It was emerald, but everyone was wearing.
Yeah, for the ball, like
For
all the ladies wore green. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like a thing that everybody did. But of course,
She's rebellious, and no girl is like her.
so she wore silver.
Mm-hmm. She made quite the statement, and
She was like,
also,
"It's not a rule.
it's not a rule." Yeah, and she wore. It was very. It was very beautiful. Her best friend made it. The girl, Adina.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, that's
Pretty
what I was
sure?
saying. I'm pretty sure Adina came after that.
Then who was she talking to about it? Her maid?
Her like chambermaid. And so I
So-
think she had that dress. That's what I was gonna say earlier, but then I was like, I don't think that happened yet.
I thought Adina made it. And
No, I think Adina comes after the first trial.
I believe you. So my bad. I shot the shot there. But what I also liked about it is she's has this connection with her father through like a sword, or what is it, a dagger, and she had it on display. She had a very high slit on one of her legs,
Yeah.
and then like
The dagger was on her thigh.
on the dagger on her thigh, but it was as a displayed on there. It wasn't like hidden per se, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah. And then Kai is obviously getting jealous because everybody sees her and is talking about her, and Kai is like, "What the heck? She came here with Kit, my brother." A weirdy little love triangle is starting to form. So that was something.
Yeah, it was because the brothers like really like were brothers. They weren't like adversary brothers. Like they knew their role. They knew they had a like.
Yeah, but they were still like they were close, but yeah, they knew what they were what it was about. So it was a legit like brother relationship. So it was kind of weird to me because usually you see that whenever they're like more rivals and then they're both going after the same girl, but this was not the case.
Yeah, they were. I think they were both intrigued by her because because even Kit was saying the same thing, that she just speaks her mind. She doesn't think about. And I think because, especially with him, like he's set to be king and nobody wants to like tell the king that he's wrong.
She did.
Yeah, and she's like, "Did you even look outside the palace? How your people live?" She was he was very surprised by that. Anyway,
so there's that. It was interesting because I didn't really feel a lot of tension between the brothers about it, even though there were moments where they were both like they were jealous, but it was like neither one was upset at the other.
Like it was more like they were wanting her attention than like they were upset that the other one had her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Like, yeah. So after the first ball after the ball is the first trial.
Yeah, I think they stole them out of their beds that night. Yeah, because I think they were like drinking, and some of them were like, "What the? Can't even get a good night rest after getting
they were like
wasted?"
half of them were like hungover.
Yeah,
in the first trial. So
and then
that was funny.
I think the first trial happened in like the woods.
Yeah, they woke up basically in the middle of the woods, and I don't know if there was a note or however they ended up telling them what was happening. If it was like a message somehow, but they woke up and they're in the middle of the woods, and they have. Did you just smell that?
Yeah, that was. It was my mic.
I didn't see what just happened. Brenda just smelled her mic. Distracted me.
Sorry to call me out.
Oh,
Was it not as discreet as I thought it was?
it was not.
I was like, "Hello there." Anyway,
they wake up in the woods. They were dragged from their beds, and they have a bandana or band thing on their arm, and basically
it's
they're
a leather band.
so they have the band on their arm, and they're instructed
Collect as many as they can.
Yeah, and whoever gets the most wins. So again, they don't have to kill people. It's just like it's kind of pushed on them, encouraged because like if you just kill them, then you just take their stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So they wake up.
I also think that they like drugged all of them. The people that put them. This is just my thought. I think that they put something in their drinks in the party to make them like extra drowsy and sleepy, or like just dead asleep, and then like moved them there.
Yeah, because they just straight woke up there. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that happened as well.
But anyway, yeah, they wake up, and then they have like, I think they're in their pajamas, because she mentioned like she only had like this slanky tank top on, and she's like, "Great, I have to do the whole trial in this tiny little tank top in the middle of the forest." She's like, "This is BS." And yeah, she was upset about it. Mm-hmm. And then she had her dagger. She always has her dagger on her, so she's like, "Thank God I have this," because she doesn't have any power.
She Oh, she did?
She didn't have her little.
No, because this is the one where she made
What'd she make?
the arrows. It was
Oh,
also
no.
giving Hunger Games again.
Yeah, my bad. Okay.
So I think there was like stuff around that they could find.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like, I think she found the bow, but then she like fashioned arrows to go with it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure as well.
That makes sense.
And so she's like doing that, whatever. And
Somebody runs up on her.
yeah, what's his name?
Some guy. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember. He's the one who can clone himself, right?
I don't remember how she got. She got in a fight with this guy, but I don't think it necessarily matters who it was.
I thought it was him because whenever they're like fighting, that's how she ends up like winning, is because she's like super observant with things. And so at first she thought like he made himself into her, and so she was like freaking out, whatever. And then she realizes like what's happening. So,
He's a shapeshifter.
no, because I think he can also like clone other people. So it was something like that where he was like tricking her, and then she ends up realizing, and she's like basically like, I know it's you. So then he comes out, and then they end up starting to fight, and so then he clones himself into a bunch of people. But then because she's like observant, she was able to. It was because she realized that the real one of him was sweating. And like none of the other ones were, and she was like, it takes a lot of power to like make all these clones and like whatever,
Right?
And the clones don't sweat, and so that's how she like realized who he was.
I don't know if I'd be able to pick that out. I don't know. Would you?
I mean, probably not, but also I haven't been like training my whole life for.
That's true. Imagine losing because you're sweating. That's that'd be number one.
I'm pretty sure she gets hurt though in the process.
She gets stabbed in like the side or something.
Is that the same?
Yeah, because she ended up running away, and then she fell into Kai, and Kai ended up helping her.
Yeah, because she went to the fire.
Yeah,
I think because Kai had the fire going.
I thought she was trying to get to. Was she trying to get to the fire or to the creek? Because Kai was by the creek water. I thought she was trying to get there to get water to clean her room.
I don't know, you might be right. However, anyway, honestly, it doesn't really matter. They end up fighting, and
She gets injured.
She gets injured somehow. He also fought somebody.
Yeah, one of his friends or something. And the guy that walked up on Kai didn't realize it was Kai, and he was like, oh shit, picked the wrong.
But then he like committed
person.
and then
yeah, he ended up. I think he just gave him his band or something, right? Or no, he just left. Kai gave him a choice. He's like, hey, leave.
Somehow, I don't think he didn't kill him, but somehow he ended up getting his like.
Yeah, I think they fought, and then Kai was like, give me your band and I'll let you live. I'd rather not die for this.
I don't remember. You totally be telling this completely wrong, but
I'm pretty sure this is this one.
Okay,
the first one.
And so
I feel confident.
Somebody's gonna be like, "You're dead wrong."
Someone that's
said it with her full
obsessed.
So anyway, she ends up finding Kai, and then Kai gets, which again, I'm really trying not to like keep comparing it to Hunger Games, but
I kept thinking
whenever she got hurt, one of the sponsors, he somehow ended up getting the like ointment.
Yeah.
Which
she got the ointment and she got it from Kit. Kit gave her both of those things.
He sent it to her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, he was upset that, I don't know if it was that it was upset, but she said.
He sent it to her because I thought he's in the trial.
No, Kit, not Kai.
I thought Kit was in the trial too. Because it was a whole thing, wasn't it?
No, it was just Kai. Kit wasn't in the trial. He was watching them. He wasn't allowed to because he's different.
And then the little brother.
The little brother is in the trial. Or maybe somehow Kit gave Peyton.
I thought Kit was in the first one. And then I thought he like was out. Because he was like, I'm not.
I don't know.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
Kit
somehow gave her the
A shirt.
ointment and the shirt.
Yeah. And I thought he was sponsored, but he could be in it. I don't know. But he gave her his shirt, a shirt, because she was in like some slinky nighttime tank top. And she's like, thanks. Appreciate you. Not showing all this to everybody. Anyway, she has the ointment. She's trying to get to the river. She runs into Kai. Does she have the other guy's armband? The clone guy's armband?
Mm-hmm.
So they each have two, their own and somebody else's.
Yeah.
And then when they meet each other by the river, Kai is like, you know, give me your armband. He's trying to make this banter, and he's like realizing something's wrong with her because she's like trying to like she's not like egging him on and being sassy back. She's just like trying to get rid of him. And then she's like ends up passing out. It freaks him out. He ends up saving her, helping her with the ointment, cleaning out her wound, and she wakes up. She's like, "You didn't take my band. Why didn't you could have?" And he's like, whatever reason. Like, we all know why. And then, so they end up working together through the trial, trying to make it through, and they end up making some kind of like base camp, and then they kind of start walking the perimeter when she's like, okay. In doing so, they end up meeting other competitors, you know, whatever. I don't know how long these trials are. How long are they? It seems like a couple of nights.
What? I thought it was not very long at all. It did not seem super long to me at all. But
I could be wrong. Anyway, it seemed like it was a couple nights because I was like, she got hurt. And then I figured that was like a night and then the next morning. And then they got attacked again at night by that one girl, right? They got attacked together by somebody because he was fighting off the clones and then I thought it was the girl that could like duplicate herself. Like they're all her.
that was a guy.
Oh.
I think that big clone. I feel like
I thought that was the girl that was. Yeah, I think so too.
Anyway, there was a girl shapeshifter, but it wasn't her because she would like actually shapeshift. And then the dude who could clone himself, and then there was the bitchy girl, Blair.
Yeah, the bitchy girl. Bitchy girl.
No, I don't even remember what her.
I remember them fighting multiple people, and it was a bunch of clones because he was fighting like some, and then she was also
Yeah,
it was
because
two
I don't
people.
think that she killed the guy whenever she fought him in the beginning.
That makes sense. So it was probably the clone guy and another because she was fighting the girl.
Yeah, Blair. And then they came.
Okay.
I think they came back and were like, okay. So then they were like all fighting.
Yeah, they were all fighting. So did she take? I don't remember what ended up happening. But after that fight, the trial was over.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember who won that trial.
I think it was Kai, but she was like up there because they were like working together, which then like pissed off the king because he was like,
they were working together.
You're like helping her.
Oh, you know what? It was Payton. You know why? Because
I couldn't remember if it was her because I know the other one.
It was Kai. It would have been Kai after that whole situation with the clone guy and Blair because they both got the bands from them. And then they're like, oh, we make quite a team. And, you know, they're having their snarky romance. And she like distracts him with her gaze and her beauty and snark. And she like takes his wristband and she ends up winning.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got it.
Oh, yeah, because that was the point where he was like, basically trying to say, like, you could never. Like, I knew the whole time. He ended up trying to say that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you wouldn't know. And he
stole she stole the coins or something?
So he was saying, because I think when the band thing happened, he was like basically trying to play it off like he knew that she was like doing it. And then she was like, no, you didn't. And she was like, you didn't know before either. And he was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I robbed you in the village. And he was like, well, what?
Joke's on you, got you twice. Yeah. So it was not a good look for the prince.
Yeah.
It was not a good look. First of all, the king is pissed because he got showed up by like some common street rat person.
and Kai is supposed to be like basically Kai was the ringer going into this thing because he is like next to be the enforcer.
Yeah.
He like already basically does the bidding for his dad. Like,
He's expected to be winning this thing.
yeah.
And then he gets
Yeah. He falls for her wiles.
and helps her do it.
And so the king is pissed off. But in the first trial. Then, like we said, they have these like things in between where they're like having activities and living together and whatever. It's weird. But so she starts ending up kind of like becoming friends with some of like their friends. Because like I said too, the beginning was a lot of the group that's in the trials are like the elites that have grown up together, so they all kind of know each other. So she kind of is like falling in with them as she's hanging out more and things like that. And then she starts to get close to. She gets like really close to Kit, like as friends.
Yeah.
They
take walks to get a snack, or they run into each other in the castle, and he takes her out to the garden.
Yeah,
like I think they're like you said, becoming friends.
Yeah. And so the
She
more
teases
that
him a lot too, which is funny.
yeah, the more that they kind of hang out and like trust him, and then like we had said before, she kind of speaks her mind, and so she has mentioned to him that oh man, that's something we did. She during the ball, so going back in time, at the end of it was this was then, right? Was the fight?
What fight?
When the rebellion comes in?
The rebellion comes in on the third one.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying. At the end of the ball,
she spots the waiter.
Yeah, but then the other ones come in and don't they like vomit or something?
That's in the third one. The third
No.
trial.
Before that happens, the rebellion people come in, and I'm pretty sure it was during the ball. And they're like running around like crazy, and that was whenever Kit and her went into like the safe room because Kai's like, you can't be out here.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah.
She spots the waiter, which is like
a waiter
that she
recognizes him from the alley because she's whenever she was living on the street because she pickpocketed him. Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, so she back in they're going way back to the beginning. She robbed this random person, and in his coin pouch, she felt a scrap piece of paper. So she thought it was strange because it was not in the pouch, but in the side of the pouch, like a pouch in the pouch. And so she's like, interesting, and took that too and read it, and it was her old address, her dad's address. And she's like, why are they meeting, like, what's, like, bringing the supplies to this meeting or whatever? Yes. And the location. And she's like, oh, that's weird. And then she moved on and then pickpocketed the prince, and then now she's at the trial. And then fast forward to the ball. She recognizes the waiter being the guy that she pickpocketed with the note that bringing I think it was leather or something. I don't remember. But it said bring some kind of supplies to her dad's house. Mm-hmm. She's like, hey, I know that guy. He's, whatever. And then whenever she recognized him at that same moment, like Abby said, there was an explosion at the ball, and it ensued chaos with all the rich people. They're like, oh my god, we're being attacked, blah, blah, blah. And then a bunch of the siphoner people that like people's powers was there. The guards take the king, the queen, the two princes, which is the young prince and the heir to the throne, to some safe zone. And then she is
in there with them.
She's
not whenever they first started talking.
Kit was like, you need to go. Kai was like, you need to go. And she's like, I'm not leaving. I don't want to fight. And she's like, Fireman carries her into the safe room. The brother, and then Kit is like just pacing in front of all these people. Like
he's like, I should be fighting, all the things. And so
which we also find out he has fire powers because she was wondering what kind of power he had, and he was like pacing, and she was like flames were flickering from his fingertips because he was anxious and angry.
Yeah,
and I was like, what a sight.
Yeah. So that all had happened. So then fast forward back to where we're at after the first trial and everything. As they're getting closer, she's like saying things to him about like you don't even really know what it's like beyond the palace, basically. You don't know what people are living like, what they're doing, like how are you gonna like be a king, whatever. Well, because she is trying to like help out the rebellion by finding there's these rumored like tunnels, passageways to like in and out of the palace, basically to the village. And so she is basically using her relationship with Kit to try to find out where these tunnels are so that she can tell the rebellion. And so she uses saying that, you know, we need, like, I'll take you to the village and, like, I can show you around. Well, and he's like, well, how would we go? Because, and she was like, I heard that there was these things, like, do you know anything about it, basically? Trying to get him to show her. Yeah. And so eventually, as their friendship progresses, he does end up being like, yeah, let's go. Because the more he sees like his dad being like crazy and
how he's talking about the people and stuff.
Yeah, and he's just like elites, everything, all the things. Yeah. And so he's like, I need to see for myself. So they go and all the deals. She ends up meeting the guy at her old house. Yeah, at one point. I don't know if it was at this point or not, but somewhere along these lines, she ends up meeting them and is kind of like telling them like she's going to be a part of, you know, part of the rebellion, but she's like trying to help out.
Yeah. She's like, we need change now.
Yeah. So as all these friendships are forming with him and then like the other players, and then she also like has this rivalry now with Blair, the bitchy one. Basically,
Blair's something else, man.
Well, Blair's trying to get in with one of the princes, basically.
Yeah, and she's pissed because Peyton has both of their attention.
Yeah.
And she's like acting like she doesn't even want it. And she's like extra jealous.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. And they go into, well, so she starts getting closer with Kai because he is getting more jealous of like the time she's spending elsewhere. So he keeps like pulling her for things, whatever,
trainings.
And then kind of starts letting her in a little bit about his childhood and like the things that the king did
to prepare him for his role, which were horrendous.
Basically, like torturing him, making him like worse fears over and over and over again until he wasn't afraid anymore, quote unquote, and that kind of thing. So then they're getting close. Then we jump into the second trial, which was an interesting one because
I remember the first and the third.
So this one was interesting because basically, why do I keep saying basically? That drives me nuts. Anyway, I don't know why I keep saying it, and I've heard it so many times now, and I keep saying it. Anyway, the first one was very every man for himself, get as many as you can get, whatever thing. The second one, they get dropped in two groups, and they're told that they need to make it to the top of the mountain.
The flag.
Before the other group. Yes.
Yeah.
And so now all these relationships have formed with like good, bad, otherwise. And of course, Kai and Peyton. Kai and Peyton are on opposite teams.
I thought Blair was with Kai's team, right?
Yeah, because it's Blair, Kai, the shapeshifter girl, and then one of the other guys. And then
the shapeshifter girl is pretty cool. She can turn into animals, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I thought of her as like Lysandra from Throne of Glass. I was like, yeah, you do, girl. Kai also said he didn't like siphoning her power because he could feel himself losing himself in it. So like if she stays too long in, like, because at some point she was a jaguar and she stayed as a jaguar a little too long and she started becoming like a jaguar.
Yeah, like natural instincts of a jaguar more kick in, and so you start losing your like humanity behind it. And so, and also he has obviously, it's not his power. He hasn't trained like she has to.
Yeah.
Like it. So yeah,
I thought that was a cool little detail about her power.
yeah. And then she was with that jerk guy, and then the little brother.
I was trying to remember who else. I remember she
think
was
it
with
was-
kids with their brother, youngest brother. And
I
then
think it was just the three of them though.
I thought so
I think
because
it was uneven.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 and 3. Anyway, so they're going through the thing. Honestly, this part was a little bit boring. They were just kind of like walking. Blair, they were like Blair and the other girl, whose name I can't remember, the shapeshifter girl, were like bickering.
Yeah.
And then she ended up getting hurt somehow.
Which one? Blair?
No, the shapeshifter girl. And so Kai had to carry her. Remember? And she was like, I can try to shapeshift into something smaller. But he was like, no, it'll take too much energy. I can't remember how she got hurt.
Me either. I thought she just fell. We'll just go with she fell down the mountain.
Yeah. So they're having their own thing. Blair's like pissed off because she's like, of course, you're all weighing me down, basically.
She needed something. She needed
I don't know. Like I said, I felt like this part was kind of blank because they were just like climbing the mountain.
Honestly,
and it's kind of just like
that makes
dialogue. And,
this one was kind of sick.
it didn't progress the story really a lot, is what I was
I think it was just a time marker. I
Yeah.
didn't think it.
And but then things escalate.
Yeah, because they end up going to the top of the mountain, and then the younger brother ends up in the river or something, and then someone hurts the younger brother, and Kai gets scared.
It's the clone guy.
The clone guy ends up hurting the younger brother, and Kai like has a meltdown about it because it's his brother. And
he also does something to Hayden, and I can't remember why, because she was like, they get to the top of the mountain, and then they get another message saying, okay, now you've made it with your team, but only one can win. So basically fight each other to capture the flag.
Yeah.
And so now they're all losing it.
Now
Something happened with him and Hayden, and because she hates this dude, but then they all get to the top of the mountain at the same time, it seems like, and then they're fighting, and it's Kai and Peyton, and then the clone guy, and Peyton wants to kill him, but then Kai is basically go get the flag, and so she ends up listening to him, and then he kills
The younger brother.
No, he kills the
guy. Kai kills the shapeshifter. I thought he kills not the shapeshifter. The guy that can clone, because the guy that cloned
the little brother.
Yeah.
But he also did something to Peyton because I remember Kai saying something about oh, she should have been the one to kill him, but I also have this thing, and so he's I'm gonna protect her from having to kill him herself. And so he tells her to run to go get the flag, and then he kills him also because of the brother.
Right.
I don't remember what the thing was with Peyton. There was something, so.
Yeah. We'll just go with that. But the younger brother, he didn't end up dying, right? He got hurt, and he ended up, waking up. Because I remember they're, in the lake, and Kai, holding the brother, in denial, thinking that he had died. And then I thought he ended up taking a breath or something. And he's like, don't scare me like that, blah, blah, blah.
I thought the guy, cloned him. How he can do all the clone things.
Oh, it was fake, brother?
I don't know, because I thought that... I'm confused of whether or not he actually died or not. I don't know. I was confused on that.
He did the same thing. He did a clone of Peyton's father. Because Peyton was having, she was having a hard time thinking. I thought it was her father or something significant to her father, and she was traumatized by it or something. She ended up having to kill her father.
I don't know. But then I thought he cloned the brother or something, and that's how the brother ended up getting killed. Maybe? I think he actually died.
The father.
But then nobody seemed really upset.
Hold on. No, it's coming back to me.
Okay.
I think the clone guy did a clone of the brother and did a clone of Peyton's father. And Peyton knew that the father was already dead, so she had PTSD and trauma about having to kill her father because her father was attacking her. And she was upset about that. And then Kai ended up, I thought, the younger brother, because he thought it was the clone. And then he thought it was, and it actually was the brother.
Yeah, that's what I think happened too.
And then I killed the clone guy
whenever they were at the top.
Whenever
I know
they were
he
at the
for
top.
sure killed the clone guy because he was like, you did it, like you're the reason that he died. And then, but that's why I was saying, like, she also had a reason to, like, kill him. Like, he was like, I didn't want to take, like, that kill from her, but I also was protecting her from not having to kill someone. And then he just told her to go get the flag so that she won again. And he killed the guy. And he was like, I don't feel bad about it.
But that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of the second trial. So she's 2 for 2. And the king is extra pissed. Because now she has all this. Like, the first time was like, whatever. And the second time it's like, now this pattern.
Yeah.
She's like some street rat person. Nobody.
So they come out of that, and the king is pissed. And then Peyton and basically the brothers and everything, like, kind of start realizing, like, more about the king. And that he is basically using these trials to, like, oppress people and like do all this stuff to, like, keep them from rebelling, to, like, remind them who's boss, basically, I guess.
You know, another President Snow.
So that was all, like, a whole thing that's, like, escalating more and more. The brothers are, like, starting to hate the king more and more as their eyes are open to, like,
How things
he
actually
really is,
like the king's actions, and like also taking into consideration like what Peyton is saying and showing them. I think it's all starting to like come together.
So before we get into the last trial, something that we kind of touched on but then didn't further elaborate was after the first trial, I'm pretty sure, so because they have all these breaks and things, she asked the chambermaid, she was like, can I have like a personal stylist? Basically, and so they're like, oh, like, yeah, because basically they can have whatever they want. If I say basically one more time,
That'd be really funny.
dude, I don't know why it's happening. It's really driving me nuts, and it's like the more I think about it, the more I say it. Okay, she is driving. How am I driving myself crazy? Anyway, God, I'm so annoying. Anyway, they give them whatever they want. So she says, I have this like great seamstress, and so they bring Adina to the palace to make her personal thing. So she is there, and she creates the dress that she wears to the garden party, which is prior to round 2, trial 2, and they do like a show for people and basically have
Stop yourself. You say it's gonna do it.
they have them spar each other to see how they would compete, and that's why it was crazy when they went into the second trial, because they just at the night at the garden party thing, they're literally forced to fight each other, and then they went into like a team scenario.
It's hilarious.
So Adina's there, foreshadowing. That was more tension. She like learned how to fight Blair, because Blair's powers are only really powerful from afar. So she learned that if she can get to Blair, like Blair can't actually fight. So that played into the trial 2 when they were all fighting. So, got through that. Then the trial, fast forward all the things we already said. Next, final trial. It's coming. Number 40. Last trial comes, and I was really picturing, like,
I had a piece of hair going in my ear and a photo.
I shiver like that all the time, so I thought you just had, like, one of those.
No.
Which,
my hair is very...
about that?
Is it your nervous system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's from anxiety that your nervous system is trying to regulate itself, and so you like, because it would happen to me all the time, and everybody's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just like do that sometimes." So awesome.
That's what it is.
Anyway,
That sucks.
it's really great. It really helps with it too, knowing it. So that when I do it, it really helps calm me down. Let me tell you.
It really brings attention to it. People asking you questions. No. One of my hair is gonna.
I got you. The final trial
Yes.
reminded me of like a Roman. What is the
Colosseum. I was done the same thing.
Okay, and so for me, in my brain, it was a mix of a Colosseum, but another Harry Potter reference, the maze
Mm-hmm.
from Goblet of Fire.
Okay, so yes, I was
Okay.
thinking the same thing, but I don't know if it was like, was it a hedge maze or was it like a concrete maze?
I was thinking hedge, but it could have said it and I just missed it. But I was thinking hedge maze because I think it was saying too like it moved and like was kind of playing tricks on them, like same vibe.
Yeah,
And so that's why it was just like in my brain.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was having a hard time between hedge or like stone. So it was really complicated in my brain reading it because I'm thinking Colosseum, but a maze that moves. So I was thinking maze from the Maze Runner. But then at some point during the third trial, someone said, well, if Kit were here, he would just burn it all down. So then I thought hedge maze like Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
So to me, part of it reading was a hedge, and then the other part was stone, like Maze Runner. So it doesn't matter. Same thing. It said both a maze, and they both moved.
Yeah. And they were trying to get to the end, and then they were just told they would have whoever got to the end first would then have a trial, or
they would have a task.
A task.
Yeah.
They didn't know yet, but they would have something. And through that, they're running into each other, fighting each other. Kai is trying to like use other people's powers because they're somewhat close proximity, so that was interesting.
Yeah,
he shapeshifted at one point, and then she was like, the girl who can shapeshift was like getting farther from him, so he was losing the power because he has to be.
He's like, gotta go.
Yeah,
lost it, and then he'd be like, oh, I kind of feel this one, and then it's gone.
Yeah, it was really funny.
At least he can fight. There's that.
They are fighting each other.
Yes, so Kai is going in and out, and luckily he actually also knows how to fight and not just use other people's powers, which is kind of cool, honestly, but also kind of difficult, I would imagine. Integrating like your base skill and then like having like random powers and then just be like, I've never used ice powers before.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Take this.
Whenever he was explaining the shape-shifting thing, that's like that. I mean, I can imagine shape-shifting will be a lot. But
imagine just being a deer and then having to figure out how to walk on 4 legs.
But I really can't imagine like constantly trying to figure out how to like do things whenever they have their whole life or however long they have. I don't know if they're like born forever.
I think things like manifest like elementary age.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so get into the maze. They're fighting each other, all the things, and Blair and Peyton get into it. But
surprise, surprise.
Remember, she learned from the Spartan Knight kind of how better to get at her. They fight, but neither one of them dies, but they separating.
Yeah, they go different directions.
Get through the maze very quickly, I felt like.
Yeah.
And she gets to the
So there's a lawn maintenance.
Sorry if you can hear that.
Yeah. We'll just talk louder.
Okay, just talking louder. Okay, cool. She gets to the end of the maze, and like we said, they had told them that there was going to be some kind of test at the end of it that they would have to pass as well. Mm-hmm. So she gets there first, and the king says, okay, now your task is to kill somebody who's betrayed the kingdom. So then he's like, bring out the prisoner, or whatever he says. And it ends up being Adina.
Her bestie. Which is all sunshines and rainbows. There's like no freaking way that it's like if there's a betrayer, it's Peyton. Like
yes, but I know why he's saying that she's a betrayer.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so she's like, absolutely not. I'm not killing her. She's like the only family I have, basically. Like, that's not happening. And so she's standing there, and then all of a sudden, what's her name?
Blair.
Blair comes from the other side.
And she said,
yeah, because she has telekinesis. I think that's what it is.
Is that it?
I think so, because she can, like, she throws daggers with her mind.
Oh.
I think, right? And that
she threw something at her. Was it like a dagger?
Right.
Like
and that was why whenever they did the sparring thing, she had realized if she could get close to her that Blair can't actually, fight.
Yeah, she's on a long range, long distance.
So she shows up on the other side, or that's how I pictured it anyway.
Yeah, I pictured it as two separate entrances, and then something in the middle, and it had Adina there.
And then so she's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Entrance. She's like, I'm not doing it. And then here comes Blair.
On the other side.
On the other side. And she's like, kill somebody to win? You got it. And with her mind, or she throws it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then.
So she kills
Adina. Gets her right in the chest. So
she's bleeding out. Peyton is holding her. And she's slowly dying. And they're talking, having their last moment. And she's keep the vest. But apparently, something we both made her.
She made her a vest in the very beginning, where it has all these pockets. It's a very sad moment. It has a vest with all these pockets, and she thought it would be really good for Peyton because she's a pickpocketer, so she put all these things in one. And you know what? Brilliant. And you know what this also reminded me of? You remember in Black Widow with the sister, and she's like, what do you think of my vest? It has all the pockets. She's like, it's really good. It's a tactical vest.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's ugly. And Natasha's like, it's ugly. And she's like, oh, it's a good vest. And
yeah. That was very the moment.
It was very the moment. It was honestly kind of sad.
So she's like, I promise, I'll wear it every day thing. And she died. As that happens, boom, the rebellion comes in. And so it's coming in, invading. They got in through the tunnel. And so she looks up because the king and queen and Kit are in a press box type of thing watching over the trial. And she looks up and Kit instantly realizes that she betrayed him because he told her about the tunnel. So and he's pissed. Surprise. Yeah. And so the rebellion's coming in. Peyton takes off.
Yeah,
to the actual castle. I think they're still on the grounds, but
they're on the. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That they're still in the castle because they came in through the tunnel.
This tunnel, so it has to be somehow connected. But she takes off to her room, I guess.
Yeah, to the quarter.
And because she's going to go get the vest and
get the vest and her dagger
and
her father's dagger.
Yeah, and then did.
And then she also, while she's running or the explosion happens, she hurts her ankle really bad. Something happens to her ankle.
Yeah.
So she runs into a guard, and the guard is like, hey, what do we do? And she's like, they're attacking to my quarters, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, you're hurt, yeah. Because he doesn't know anything. You know? The only people that really know is, Kit.
Yeah.
And so he gets her, an escort to her quarters, and he gets a healer to go there to help her ankle. So while she's waiting for the healer, she's packing up all her stuff, which I think is like you said, the vest, the knife.
It wasn't a lot of stuff, but
a couple of things. So the healer fixes her ankle. I imagine is stitching it together. She's really weird because her father was also a healer. She's haven't felt this feeling since her father, because he would always heal her or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you, and then knocks the guy out with the butt end of her dagger. She's like, got to go, see you later. And so she's running down the hall, And as she's like trying to get out, things are on fire. People are running around. There's chaos. And then
It's an attack.
oh yeah.
So yeah, she's running and then runs into the king.
The king.
So they have a little chat.
Perfect time.
Yeah. So basically, not basically.
So
then
expand your vocabulary.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what was up with that. They talk, and he ends up revealing a few things. So he tells her he knows that she's an ordinary, like he's been knowing, which is why he says Adina is the betrayer, because she was hiding an ordinary.
Okay.
So he's like,
What was Adina's power?
I don't remember.
Did Adina have powers?
I think she did, because but it was a mundane thing. I don't remember. I just remember all her sewing. Maybe it had something.
Maybe
to
it's
do with
something to do with that. Yeah, maybe she could sew.
that was really mundane. Anyway, he is like, I know that you're ordinary because I actually knew your father, and I knew that he was part of the rebellion and all these things, and he ends up saying that he had her father killed. And so on top of everything else, on top of all the hate, I think she already knew that or suspected that he had him killed.
Yeah.
Or he was killed by somebody in the kingdom.
She knew that he was assassinated.
Yeah.
And she just didn't know why or exactly who. She had her suspicions of who, but she didn't know exactly why.
Yeah.
Because he did have a mundane power. Isn't it?
Well, he was a healer, but he was a healer for the palace.
Yeah.
And so the king is like, I knew your father, I know he's part of the rebellion, and I know who killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you killed him. And he's like, I mean, I needed the order, but I didn't kill him. And
technicalities.
Yeah. So he also ends up revealing who killed her father, and he says that it was Kai, and it was Kai's first kill. So the guy she's like in love with started, yeah. Which they had a whole moment.
They did have a whole moment
before the third trial. They were like,
yeah,
but it was like
one of them had like a nightmare, and they ended up like
staying together.
Yeah, they like slept together without like sleeping together.
Yeah, they actually slept.
They actually
together. And so she goes crazy, obviously, and ends up killing the king.
Mm-hmm.
Kill
father
him
for father.
Mm-hmm. He said, "My turn." So she kills him, or is in the middle of killing him. I think he was like already dead, like just dead, fresh dead. And Kai runs up.
Yeah, he walks up, of course,
realizing that she killed him.
Yeah,
his dad. Yeah, and even though he hated his dad,
he had a weird.
Because he was like, "You killed my dad."
The king, my father,
and he is struggling, so he lets her go, and he's basically like, "You better run, because the next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you."
Dun dun dun.
So she runs.
She's like, "Thanks, see you later." Never again. So she flees the castle out of the tunnels that Kit showed her.
Yep, and yeah, so he's like, "Run," and then Kit becomes king. He becomes the enforcer.
Roles fall into place. So part of it that's pretty much the end, and then there's like a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. But I'm just gonna put this little tidbit in here, which is not really a tidbit, but whatever. The way that this book was written is one chapter is in Peyton's perspective, and then the next chapter is in Kai's perspective, and the timeline is the same timeline, and then sometimes they overlap. Like it's her POV during an experience, and it's his. So then it'll go back and have his POV during the experience, but then like furthers the timeline.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked how that was going. I didn't, and that was throughout the entire book. And then at the very end, I think it was like the last chapter. It was Kit's POV, where Kit now assumes the throne. Kai now has ascended. I don't know what I'm thinking.
To become the enforcer?
Yeah, he's fully taken on the role of the enforcer because he was like training to be it or was about to take it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he ended up doing it. And at this point, obviously, both brothers feel betrayed by Peyton because they both held her in high regard. I think they both, Kai obviously romantically, but Kit, I also think like he got a really good fresh perspective from her and started like trusting her. And I think what she did like was a betrayal to him. But at this point in his POV, he was talking about him. I think he was like he went to go sit on the throne, and then Kai comes into the palace, or maybe it was in his father's study. I can't remember if it was the study or if it was like the actual throne room. But it was symbolic taking over from their father. And he said something along the lines of, now we have to do, what basically keep on what their father was doing. And Kit, I'm getting them confused. Kit is very cute, very similar. Tells Kai, you know what to do, bring her to me. And he's like, so now that kind of leaves them hanging of Kai going to go hunt down Peyton. So that brings it to a wrap. Yeah. Interesting. Sad.
Yeah.
So that was the book.
Okay, some thoughts. Would you recommend this book to others?
Yeah. I don't know if like adults, maybe like I feel like this is more like giving YA.
It really felt YA to me.
It's not like YA, like 16 to like early 20s. I thought that it was very like basic fantasy.
Yeah, the magic system was
there was like mutants, and then it was a class system based off of your powers.
Yeah,
and then it was a ruling class, and then the underclass rebelling against the upper class, and then there's like a what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Propaganda stating that the ordinaries affect the extraordinaries, which is
basically lying to keep them down.
Yeah. So I would recommend it to a younger reader. I wouldn't recommend it as an intro to fantasy or people that are like in our late 20s, early 30s. I feel like this is very, very intro, very basic. Yeah, I would recommend it as a YA. Because, I mean, there is action, there's like some lightheartedness, there's some cringy moments. Like it does have like the basics of a fantasy, and it's not a long, like it's not 8 books, it's like 3.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it to that type of reader, but I don't see how it has a cult following, just gotta say.
I don't know that I would recommend this book. Not because I thought it was like horrible or anything, but other than the fact that they have powers, I've said it multiple times throughout this episode, it's very basic, but it's a light Hunger Games. If I was going to recommend something like this, I would recommend the Hunger Games.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't have powers, but it does still focus on like their strengths. But I feel like the character development, the relationship,
the political structure is a lot better, and like you said, the characters are well more established in Hunger Games. I feel like I agree with you. If it was between this or Hunger Games, 100%.
I'm just saying because I would still recommend Hunger Games to a YA reader, and I can't ever see myself recommending this whenever I know this is an elevated version of that. Is how I feel.
Yeah. I would say
I don't think Hunger Games would be inappropriate for a YA reader either, but I feel like that's much better read.
100%.
So
I've recommended Hunger Games to readers that are our age that have not even read it.
I
would not recommend. No, I'm just piggybacking off of that. I would not recommend this book to a reader that is our age. I would recommend Hunger Games.
Yeah,
even though they're both like in the same class.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even to a younger reader, I think I would still recommend Hunger Games. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any age where this book would be appropriate. I feel like Hunger Games is equally as appropriate, and so I would. That's with me though. Again, I don't think it was a bad book. It just, I know there's better options for that. This type of book. That's it. Writing style.
I didn't like the writing style. I felt that it was very clunky. The POV between, like, every other chapter is, so it's like Kai and then Peyton and then Kai and then Peyton and then Kai and then Peyton. I don't like that. I don't mind where it's like multiple POVs, but I like it whenever it's like a little bit scattered. You know, like it's like 3 chapters of one character, and then maybe 1 chapter of this character, and then 2 chapters of the other character, and then, you know, where it's like kind of a variety. I don't, or even better than that, where it's like chapter by chapter. I like it when the POV is shifted throughout the book, like as you're reading it. I don't like it whenever it's like, because I feel like it's just, I don't know. I feel like it kind of brings me out, because then I'm like, okay, going back and forth. Yeah, there is a lot of like, I had a lot of cringy moments between Kai and Peyton, and I just, I don't like it.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
The engagement, I don't feel like it was bad necessarily. I feel like the story mostly progressed pretty evenly, but I do feel like, you know, I mentioned earlier, like the second trial, you didn't even remember it. It was kind of boring. And what's crazy about that to me is that I feel like the trials would have been big plot points for this book, so the fact that that would be like a boring part is kind of weird.
It was like, it was
but
more
I don't
as
feel like
a time marker, or like, it wasn't a plot point. It was more like to show that time has passed. It's how I felt.
Yeah, but I feel like as the second trial, that should have been more of a major plot point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of weird to me. But I do feel like overall it progressed normally. I don't know. It progressed at a normal pace. I just didn't feel like the plot points I thought would be major in the book.
I wasn't a fan of the engagement. I did like some things about it. I did have like some cringy moments between the 2 best friends. There's a lot of things that I didn't like about this book. I don't like a love triangle. I don't like it between family members. I don't
usually either. This was a very weird love triangle though, because I didn't get the ick as bad, and I don't know if that's because they weren't actually like fighting over her or whatever, so it really didn't bother me as much, but it was just kind of, again, it was kind of, I don't always love a love triangle because it's weird to me, but at the same time, I kind of felt like this was different, but also in a way it felt flat. There was no dimension to the love triangle, it was just like, oh, they're both interested in her.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say I didn't like it because it was a love triangle. I don't know.
That's a point that I didn't like. A lot in this book, I was thinking of other things. Yes. So, like you were saying, a lot of it was Hunger Games. I was also thinking of Aladdin. I was also thinking of, like, all these other references. I feel like this was, like, a meld between so many different things, and it just didn't make its own unique world. It was just,
yeah,
you know, it wasn't bad. I mean, things happened. There were mile markers. I do think it could have been better.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I believe I gave this a 3.5. I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that it was just an book, and that's just my end. I'm
also at a 3. I feel like the majority of the book I was like 2.5. I did find the twist that Kai had been the one to actually like kill her father was a good
I did like that
ending. So I feel like there was that, and that's what I feel like if we're doing a scale on whole numbers, I feel like that's what pushes it to a 3 for me. But I feel like I was just
a lot
below.
of this was
I was like
very on the nose too.
I mean, yeah, and that is, but also, I don't know. I still liked that part, even though like it's
I
done type of thing. But
I liked that. I also liked that he made her. Well, not that I liked it, but I also liked the twist that she had to kill her best friend. But then it was like obviously that was
right.
Or like some things like that were very on the nose, but it did go with the story well.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that's why I feel like I was more leaning like a 2.5, but probably like a 3, because I feel like the majority of it I was a little underwhelmed from like the middle of the road. But how it wrapped, I liked more than I liked the majority of the book.
Yeah,
and that's Powerless.
Yeah,
that's a wrap. I might.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Are you going to finish the trilogy and the novella?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll do it anytime soon. I might, just because obviously this has a big hype. I'm wondering if maybe it just got off to a rocky start because then it ended kind of better. So I'm like, maybe it does. I mean, I felt that way about Akatar.
I was dragging myself through the first, so I'm not gonna lie.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is like, if I hadn't given it a chance, I would have never been Mr. Fury.
Mr. Fury was really good. Aquawar was very good. It's probably one of my favorites.
The rest of the series was good.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because like you said, there is such a cult following, so I feel like there has to be something there.
I do like the brother dynamic a lot between them, because like you were saying, the love triangle, I feel like it was set up as a love triangle, but they weren't like, the brothers weren't jealous of each other, upset with each other. It was more like they were pining for her attention.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it was like,
it didn't give me quite as much as like a normal love triangle would, but also like then nothing really happened with it. So that's why I was kind of like, yeah, okay.
I think
but maybe it will.
Yeah.
Later down. So
I think like Kai and Peyton had more of like a romantic connection, and then like Peyton and Kit had more of like an understanding friendship connection, because I think Kit was more interested in her because Kai was interested in her, and he wasn't really ever interested in somebody. He was more like has like flings and girlfriends or whatever, and then he started realizing. So I think that might be it. Maybe it's not like a true love triangle. Maybe she's just like a new person in their whatever. But I do really like how the brothers, like, they have their role, they have their place, they understand each other, they understand like the effects of their father. Like they understand they have had the same father, but they had different versions of their father, and they both very much understand that, and because of their roles. Yeah. So I liked that. I really did like that. I don't think I'm going to finish it.
Yeah. I don't know.
If it becomes a series, or like a series like on TV, or like a movie trilogy, I think I'd watch it. Just to see what happens.
Like, I kind of do want to, but I also know myself, and I have a lot more that are way higher up on my, not only CBR, but just like that I'm finding more intriguing at the moment. So I don't know. I'm not fully committed.
Yeah. Yes, that's that.
Next week.
Next week is theme week. So the theme is spilling the tea, juicy dramas, and plot twists. Next week's pick is going to be Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. Stay tuned next Sunday for that episode. We'll have thoughts.